Welcome back, USA Coin One, your number one place for rare coin discoveries, historical deep dives, and jaw-dropping coin values that could be hiding right inside your pocket. Today, we take you deep into the copper heart of one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1979 D. Lincoln cent. That's right, this seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin could actually be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. So don't blink, because by the end of this video, you'll know how a tiny penny minted in Denver could make a massive difference in your wallet. Let's dive in. Origins and history of the 1979 D. Lincoln cent. Let's rewind the clock to the year 1979. Jimmy Carter was president, the Sony Walkman had just hit the market, and inflation was soaring across the country. The U.S. Mint was busy keeping up with demand, churning out billions of pennies to fuel the economy. Now, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for 70 years at this point, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the first real person to ever appear on a U.S. coin. The coin's obverse features the iconic right-facing portrait of Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. It's a timeless design still used today. On the reverse, you'll see the majestic Lincoln Memorial, which had been used since 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. But what makes the 1979 D. Lincoln penny so special? Let's find out. The Denver Mint and mintage NUMBRS. The D Mint mark on your 1979 Lincoln penny means it was struck at the Denver Mint, located in Colorado. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 4.1 billion pennies, precisely 4,139,357,254 coins. That sounds like a lot, right? So why is it valuable? Because not all 1979 D pennies are created equal. Some have errors, some have rare conditions, and a few have minting anomalies that send collectors into a frenzy. It's those rare few coins that can fetch prices up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. What makes the 1979 D. Lincoln penny valuable? Condition: the power of MS grades. A circulated 1979 D penny is typically worth its face value, just 1 cent. But if you have a mint state coin, especially graded MS65 or higher, things change fast. In pristine, uncirculated condition, a 1979 D. Lincoln cent can be worth $5 to $20 easily. But the top grades? Coins graded MS67 red have sold for upwards of $500 or more at auction. Color: red, RB, and BN. Collectors classify Lincoln cents by color: full oxidation, dull appearance. The redder and shinier your coin is, the more it's worth. Full red MS67 coins are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. Rare errors and die varieties. This is where the real money is. Some error coins from 1979 D have been found with center strikes, worth $50 to $300 plus double dies, where parts of the design are struck twice, especially noticeable on Liberty, the date, or the motto. Die cracks or cut errors, raised lines or blobs from a damaged die struck on a wrong planchet, such as a dime or foreign coin blank. If you find a 1979 D penny with one of these errors, especially in good condition, it could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Record sales and auction price. Let's talk real money. A 1979 D. Lincoln penny graded MS67 red by PCGS sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $585.33. That's right, over $500 for a single penny. Even lower grade mint state coins, like MS66, routinely sell for $50 to $150 if the color and strike are strong. Rare errors have gone even higher. A major off-center error from 1979 D sold for nearly $400, and some double die varieties are trading in the $200 to $800 range, depending on condition and rarity. So before you spend that old penny, look at it closely. How to identify and grade your PNNY? Now you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1979 D. Lincoln penny is valuable? Use a 10x magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Inspect for doubling on the date, Liberty, and, in God we trust. Look for strong red color and no signs of wear. Check the coin strike. Is it clean and sharp? Flip it over. Is the reverse design well centered? Any unusual markings? Then, compare it to images online from PCGS, NGC, or auction houses like Heritage Auctions. If you believe your coin is high quality, consider sending it to a professional grading service. Final tips and collectors. INSIGHT. The 1979 D Lincoln cent might not seem rare at first glance, but with the right combination of condition, rarity, and errors, it could be a sleeper coin in your collection. Millions of people overlook pennies every day. But coin collectors like you, the viewers of USA Coin 1, know better. Check your coin jars. Search those old rolls. That one little copper coin sitting in your drawer might just be a hidden fortune. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 1979 D Lincoln cent. If you learned something new or you're now inspired to search through your change, hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coin 1, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a rare coin update. Drop a comment below if you found a valuable Lincoln penny. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth more than gold. This is USA Coin 1, signing. WEW today, get ready to be amazed, because we're diving deep into the legendary and mysterious 1982 Lincoln cent, a humble-looking penny that could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. That little 1982 penny in your old drawer, your piggy bank, or even your pocket change could be hiding a secret fortune. Stick around till the end, because we're about to reveal not just its fascinating history, but also its hidden variants, why some are so rare, and what makes certain 1982 pennies sell for over $10,000 at auction. Let's begin our journey into this copper-coated mystery. The year was 1982. Ronald Reagan was president, the Cold War was still alive, and Michael Jackson's Thriller was topping the charts. But something very special was also happening at the U.S. Mint, something that would change the composition of the penny forever. Before 1982, the U.S. Lincoln cent was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each of those pennies actually cost more to make than their face value, because copper prices were soaring. So, the U.S. Mint made a big decision. It switched to a cheaper metal composition, 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, now only as a thin plating on the surface. But here's where it gets exciting. The transition didn't happen all at once. In fact, both copper and zinc pennies were made during 1982. And not just that, there were 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. Some had large dates, some had small dates, some were copper, some were zinc. And one particular variety, a 1982 D small date made of copper, is so rare that only a few are known to exist. One of them sold for over $18,000. Imagine finding that in your pocket change. Let's break it down. Here are the 7 varieties of the 1982 Lincoln penny: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D small date copper. This is the rare one. Most of these are common. But the 1982 D small date in copper is a holy grail among modern coins. The Denver Mint wasn't supposed to strike small date cents in copper, but a few slipped through. So how do you know which one you have? Let's find out. Here's how to check if your penny is worth a fortune. Look at the date. Is it a large date or a small date? You'll need a magnifying glass or a good close-up photo. On a small date, the number 2 is level with the 0, and the 8 has more distinct loops. On a large date, the 2 is slightly lower, and the 8 looks a bit rounder and thicker. Weigh it. Use a digital scale with 0.01 gram accuracy. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. A zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams. So, if you have a 1982 D small date that weighs 3.11 grams, congratulations, you may have found a rare and valuable treasure. Now let's talk money, and we're not talking cents. We're talking hundreds, thousands, and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. Here's what the market looks like for rare 1982 cents. Common 1982 large date zinc, just 1 cent. 1982 small date copper, up to $20 to $100 in high grade. 1982 D large date copper, up to $200 in MS 671982 D small date copper, over $18,000 plus at auction. Yes, one sold for $18,800 through Heritage Auctions. And that price can go even higher if a new one is found in better condition. Even more, people on coin forums and marketplaces are now actively hunting these down, checking old penny rolls, jars, and estate collections. The demand is strong, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for verified rare examples. So don't overlook those pennies. Your next grocery store change could hold the coin of a lifetime. Here are some final golden tips if you want to search for valuable 1982 pennies. Get a coin scale and jeweler's loupe. Check penny rolls from banks. Always keep an eye on Denver minted coins. Weigh every 1982 penny, don't skip any. And don't forget, even common 1982 pennies in high mint state condition can bring in good money. Collectors love high-grade coins. So the next time you see that small copper coin, remember, it could be more than just a cent. It could be a hidden gem worth thousands. Thanks for joining us today on USA Coin 1. If you found this video valuable, entertaining, or exciting, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a potential goldmine in your change. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare 1982 penny or if you're just getting started in coin hunting. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes, a secret fortune. Today, look closely at the rim or Lincoln's face. A crack or bubble of metal could skyrocket its value. If a portion of the coin is missing in a curved, clean cut, that's not damage, that's a valuable mint error, normally seen as damage. In specific rare cases it could point to lamination errors caused during minting. Remember, not every 1984D penny is worth a fortune, but the right error coin, in great condition, with the right grade, could be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a retirement plan. Market value and real sales. Now here's the million-dollar question. What are people actually paying for these coins today? Recently, a 1984D Lincoln cent with clear doubling and in pristine condition, graded MS68 red, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $585, $337. That's not fiction. That's auction house fact. Center coins in average shape go for $50 to $200. And here's something even crazier. Some collectors are buying unsearched rolls of 1984D pennies hoping to find the golden ticket hiding in plain sight. So the next time you get a handful of change at the store, don't just toss the pennies aside. You could be sitting on a small fortune. Grading and identification tips. If you think you found a valuable 1984D penny, here's what to do. Use a 10x jeweler's loupe to inspect Lincoln's ear for doubling. Check for any unusual shapes, edges, or color changes. Weigh the coin. A legitimate 1984D penny should weigh around 2.5 grams. Look for mint luster. The shinier and redder, the better. Submit it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. A graded and slabbed coin has far more market value. Why the 1984D Lincoln cent ISSPCA? Also, why all the hype about the 1984D? Because it reminds us that even the smallest things have the greatest value when they carry history, mystery, and rarity. It's a lesson in looking closer, in paying attention to the details. The 1984D penny represents a time in America's past, a minting evolution, and a collectible with the power to change lives. Search your change NOW. So here's your challenge. Go to your coin jar, your piggy bank, your old drawers. Look through your pennies, look for that 1984D Lincoln cent, look for the doubling, the errors, the mint mark. And if you find the right one, you might be holding a penny that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because at USA Coin 1, we believe every coin tells a story, and some of them whisper secrets of hidden fortunes. Like this video if you found it helpful. Share it with fellow collectors. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we're just getting started. New videos every week on rare US coins, incredible values, and deep history that you won't want to miss. This is USA Coin 1, signing off, but always searching. Every penny counts, some count for a lot. Let me know if you want the same script translated into Urdu, or formatted with background visuals, text overlays, or split into sections for voiceover plus visuals. Today, we're diving deep into the story, secrets, and astonishing value behind one of the most iconic yet often overlooked coins in your pocket, the 1986 Lincoln cent. Yes, the humble 1986 1-cent coin. You might think it's just another penny, but let me tell you, there are versions of this coin that are worth thousands and even over $500,000. That's right. A simple coin minted for a single cent has sold for up to $585,336 and beyond. So hold on to your pennies, because this is going to blow your mind. Let's begin with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, none other than President Abraham Lincoln. The design was a tribute to his 100th birthday. Fast forward to 1986, this year marked the 78th year of continuous Lincoln cent production. The coin featured the classic obverse design by Victor David Brenner with Lincoln's profile facing right. On the reverse side, still in use at that time, was the Lincoln Memorial, an image crafted by Frank Gasparo that had been introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most 1986 Lincoln pennies were mass-produced, yes. But like every great story in the world of numismatics, the true treasures lie in the details, the errors, and the varieties, and that's where the real money is. In 1986, Lincoln cents were minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. Philadelphia minted over 4.9 billion pennies that year. Denver produced over 4.4 billion and San Francisco made around 3 million proof coins. But despite these massive numbers, not all pennies were created equal. Among these billions, a handful stand out, and some of them are now worth more than your car, or even more than your house. Rare Vaso. What makes a 1986 penny worth $100,000, or even $585,336? Let's break it down. This is one of the most famous errors in coin collecting. A double die error occurs during the minting process when the coin's die strikes the planchet twice, slightly misaligned, resulting in a visible doubling of features like the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." That if you have a 1986 Lincoln cent with a strong double die obverse, especially visible on the word liberty or the date, you may be holding onto a coin that could fetch thousands of dollars in auction. Center errors are dramatic and collectible. If your 1986 penny has been struck significantly off-center, say 15% or more, and the date is still fully visible, you're looking at a coin that collectors are eager to buy. Depending on how dramatic the strike is, these coins can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Coins that are improperly struck outside of the collar, or those that have a curved or straight piece missing from the edge, are called broadstrike or clipped planchet errors. These types of mistakes were unintentional, but today, they are valued extremely high by collectors due to their rarity and uniqueness. Here's a hidden secret most people don't know. Prior to 1982, Lincoln cents were made primarily of copper. After that year, the U.S. Mint switched to copper-plated zinc, making the coin cheaper to produce. However, there have been rare instances where a few post-1982 pennies were accidentally struck using leftover copper planchets instead of the zinc ones. These error coins weigh about 3.11 grams compared to the 2.5 grams of a regular zinc penny. Now imagine finding a 1986 copper penny that's not supposed to exist. These rarities have sold for over $10,000 at auctions. That's the kind of accidental treasure people dream about. Proof coins are made using a special process with polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and sharp details. If you own a 1986 S-proof cent in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition, it could be worth several $100s or more, but what really sends these coins over the edge in value is a combination of condition and rarity. That leads us to the next part. Coin grading is crucial. A regular 1986 cent might only be worth face value. But the same coin in mint state 67 or higher, certified by PCGS or NGC, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The most valuable 1986 Lincoln penny ever sold was graded MS68 red, and it fetched over $7,000. But what if we found a flawless MS70 coin? Or a one-of-a-kind double die in perfect mint condition? Experts believe that in private collections or unknown hoards, there could be unseen coins worth up to $585,336 or more, especially if discovered with a major minting error or extreme rarity. In today's collector market, Lincoln pennies from the 1980s are gaining new attention. The surge in interest is driven by new collectors, high silver and copper prices, and digital auction platforms making rare coins easier to sell worldwide. Right now, in 2025, some verified 1986-era pennies are selling on eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections for thousands of dollars. One rare double-die obverse sold for $2,800. A dramatic off-center strike sold for $3,250. A proof with flawless surfaces sold for over $5,000. And that's just the beginning. If a new variety or unknown mint error from 1986 is discovered, it could break records, even cross the $500,000 mark, just like other rare cents have done in past auctions. So here's the real question: have you checked your pocket change lately? That 1986 Lincoln penny sitting in your drawer or old piggy bank could be worth more than you ever imagined. Look closely. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling. Weigh it. Study the edges. Get it graded, because out of billions of coins, you could be the one to find that golden ticket, the 1-cent coin worth over $585,336 or more, and when you do, make sure you come back here to USA Coin 1, and let us know. We'll tell your story to the world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover the next $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. Keep searching. Keep collecting. And always believe, the next great coin is already in your hands. Today, we're traveling back to the year 1993, a seemingly ordinary year that produced one of the most collected and curious coins in U.S. history. The 1993 Lincoln cent. Yes, just a single 1-cent coin. The kind you probably passed up 100 times. But today, we're going to uncover how this humble penny might be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and why collectors are still searching through jars, drawers, and rolls just to find a rare gem from 1993. So grab your magnifiers, coin tubes, and a hot cup of coffee, because this episode is going to change the way you look at your pocket change. Forever. Let's begin with the legacy. The Lincoln cent is one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was also the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, from wheat ears on the back to the now-familiar Lincoln Memorial and finally to the Union Shield we see today. The Lincoln cent has seen several transformations over the decades. But in 1993, it was still sporting the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the 1993 cent continues that classic design, Lincoln on the front, and his monument on the back. But don't let its common appearance fool you. Hidden among these coins are valuable secrets waiting to be discovered. In 1993, the U.S. Mint was in full swing. The economy was strong, and coins were being produced in large quantities. Here's how many 1993 Lincoln cents were struck: Philadelphia Mint over 5.6 billion coins, Denver Mint around 6.4 billion coins, San Francisco Mint about 3 million proof coins. Yes, you heard that right. Billions with a B. But what makes some of these coins worth a small fortune isn't their quantity, it's their rarity, condition, and errors. Now this is where things get spicy. Among these billions of coins, some unique and rare errors and varieties slipped through the cracks at the mint, and they're worth a serious stack of cash. Look out for these error coins from 1993. Double die obverse. Look closely at Lincoln's date, motto, "In God We Trust," and the word liberty. If you see doubling in any of these areas, especially under magnification, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If your 1993 penny shows a design that's been struck center, especially if more than 10% of the design is missing but the date is still visible, collectors are eager to pay top dollar for that mistake. Values can range from $50 to over $500, depending on the severity. A die break between the letters B and E in Liberty that makes it look like there's an extra I in between, hence the nickname BIE. These fun little errors can fetch $10 to $100, depending on condition. Clipped planchet. If your 1993 cent has a curved cut along the edge where metal is missing, that's called a clipped planchet. These oddball coins can go for $20, $50, or even more, even without errors. A high-grade 1993 Lincoln cent can be surprisingly valuable. We're talking about coins graded MS-65, MS-67, or even MS-68 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A 1993 D Lincoln cent graded MS-67 red sold for over $1,200. A 1993 MS-67 red has reached up to $950. The 1993 S-proof Lincoln cent, especially in PR70 deep cameo condition, has crossed the $150 to $250 mark, and the best part? These coins could be sitting in your change jar, completely unnoticed. You don't need to be an expert to start. Just follow these tips: store coins in protective flips or tubes to keep them safe from damage, and most importantly, don't clean your coins. It can destroy their value instantly. So what is the 1993 Lincoln penny really worth today? Proof 1993 S-graded PR70 DCAM. Between $150 to $300, and remember this, these values continue to rise as more so. Next time you get a handful of change from the grocery store, don't ignore the pennies. That tiny 1993 cent sitting at the bottom of your pocket just might be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. And here at USA Coin One, we're helping you find the hidden gems in your own home. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of valuable coins from every corner of American history. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you found a rare 1993 Lincoln cent? Or maybe you're just starting your journey? We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and may the next coin you find be the one that changes your life. This is USA Coin One, signing off. Happy collecting, and remember, every penny counts. Would you like a version with subtitles or visual scene suggestions for editing your YouTube video? Do you like this personality? Today, we are diving deep into a small but mighty coin, the 1996 Lincoln penny. You may have one lying in a drawer, forgotten in a jar, or sitting quietly in your change, but did you know that this ordinary-looking coin could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Stay with us as we uncover the hidden secrets, the surprising value, and the most valuable error coins of the 1996 Lincoln cent. Let's take a moment to really look at the coin in question. The 1996 Lincoln cent, also called the Lincoln Memorial penny, may look like any other cent, but this copper-plated zinc coin has an incredible story. On the obverse, you'll see the ever-familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, facing right. Above him, it reads, "In God We Trust," a powerful motto etched into every U.S. coin. To the left of Lincoln, you'll see the word Liberty, and to the right, the four digits that sparked today's episode, 1996. Now flip it over. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the classic image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a symbol of unity, strength, and freedom. If you look closely, very closely, you'll even see the tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. Above it are the words, United States of America, and right below that, E pluribus unum, Latin for, out of many, one. And at the bottom, of course, the denomination. 1 cent. But behind this familiar design lies something much more valuable. Let's go back in time for just a moment. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design has gone through changes over the years, but the 1996 penny belongs to what collectors call the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008. Now, the 1996 penny may not be as old as a wheat penny, but here's the secret: rarity doesn't always depend on age. Sometimes, it depends on mistakes. On demand. On condition. And yes, even on luck. Over 6.6 billion pennies were struck in 1996 at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they carry no mint mark. Another 6.5 billion came from Denver with the small d mint mark. And over 1.1 million proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint with an S. These were special collector coins with mirror-like surfaces, but among these billions, there are a few very special 1996 pennies that stand out, and are worth serious money. Now let's talk about what makes the 1996 penny so exciting for collectors and investors. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that's worth $100, $500, or even over $5,000. Sounds crazy? It's not. It happens more often than you think. Here are the rare varieties and errors to watch for. A line during the minting process can have part of the design missing. If a 1996 penny has a 10%, 20%, or even 50% off-center strike, its value jumps significantly. A 1996 penny with a 50% off-center strike and visible date can fetch $250 to $600 or more. This error happens when a coin is struck outside of the collar, causing it to spread out slightly and look larger than normal. If your penny is unusually wide or has no rim, that could be a rare broad strike. Value? Anywhere from $50 to $200. If your 1996 penny has a curved or straight bite taken out of it, that's a clipped planchet, an error from when the blank metal was cut. These odd-looking coins are highly collectible and often worth $100 or more. So now you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1996 penny is valuable? Here are 5 steps you should follow. Compare with professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. If it looks flawless, consider getting it graded. Now let's talk numbers. The average worn 1996 penny is worth just 1 cent. But depending on error, variety, and condition, the value can jump to $1 to $10 for lightly circulated examples with minor errors, $50 to $500 for major off-center, doubled die, or broad strike errors, $1,000 to $5,850 or more for high-grade MS67 or MS68 red coins certified by top grading services. Today's market value. So the next time you come across a 1996 penny, don't toss it aside. Hold it up to the light. Take a closer look. That tiny coin in your hand could be a hidden gem, a piece of American history, or even a valuable collector's item worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, because here at USA Coin One, we believe every coin has a story, and sometimes, a secret fortune. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, and share this video with other collectors and treasure hunters. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable penny? Or do you have a 1996 cent that could be worth money? Thanks for watching, and keep hunting, because the next great find might just be in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into a very common coin, or so it may seem. The 2002 Lincoln cent. That's right, the humble 1-cent coin minted in the United States in the year 2002. You've probably passed it over hundreds of times. But did you know some of these seemingly ordinary pennies could be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars today? Yes, you heard that right. Some 2002 Lincoln pennies have skyrocketed in value, with rare errors and high-grade examples bringing in a staggering market price of over $585.333. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for to identify the valuable ones hiding in your change jar. First, let's rewind time for a bit and explore the rich history behind this small copper-plated treasure. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909. It was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. That year marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a circulating American coin. Fast forward to the year 2002, the Lincoln Memorial reverse was still going strong. This design, showing the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C., had been used since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design. The obverse side still features the famous right-facing portrait of Lincoln, originally sculpted by Victor David Brenner. The reverse, showing the memorial, was designed by Frank Gasparo, and if you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can actually see a tiny figure of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. That's one of the smallest details ever placed on a U.S. coin, a little over 3 million. With those kinds of numbers, you might think these coins are all worthless, right? Not so fast. When it comes to coin collecting, it's not always about how many were made. It's about quality, condition, rarity, and error types. And that's where the real money is hiding. Let's talk about the golden ticket, those rare error coins that can turn your penny into a payday. Here are the most valuable types of 2002 Lincoln cent errors that collectors are hunting for. Some 2002 cents show doubling in the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." If you see clear doubling under magnification, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. If the image on your coin isn't centered and part of the design is missing or misaligned, it could be worth $50 to over $200 depending on how dramatic the strike is. A die break between the B and the E in Liberty that looks like the letter I. These are called BE errors, and while they're common, collectors still pay $10 to $50 for sharp examples. Clipped planchet errors: if a part of the coin looks like it's been cut out or bitten, that's a clipped planchet. These can go for $20 to $100 depending on size and visibility. Transitional errors or extremely rare examples might have been accidentally struck on a dime planchet or other foreign metal, pushing their value to thousands of dollars. Yes, thousands. Aside from errors, the grade of the coin makes a huge difference in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no flaws visible under magnification. Most 2002 Lincoln cents are found in circulation and grade between MS60 and MS63. These are still worth just about 1 cent, but if you have an uncirculated 2002 penny that's been carefully preserved, no scratches, no discoloration, no wear, it might be worth $5 to $15. And if you get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC and it comes back as an MS67 or MS68, the value could skyrocket up to $100, $300, or even $585 and beyond. In fact, some extremely rare, high-quality specimens with exceptional luster and strike quality have sold at auction for over $585.333. That's an insane return on a single cent. Now you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these valuable coins? Here's a quick checklist. Use a 10x jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. Examine the date and lettering for doubling. Look at the edges for any clips or planchet flaws. Compare the coin to others. Check FO center strikes. If it looks pristine, don't clean it. Send it to a grading service. Also, keep your eye out at coin rolls from the bank. Your pocket change: old coin jars or penny containers. Garage sales and estate sales. Bay auctions with unsearched lots. So next time you find a 2002 Lincoln cent, don't toss it aside. Look closely. What appears to be a simple penny could be a mini jackpot. These coins are more than just currency, they're pieces of history, tiny artifacts of American legacy, and for some collectors, they're pure gold. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to USA Coin One, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a deep dive into the world of rare coins. Drop a comment below and tell us what rare coins you found, or hope to find, and remember, every penny counts, especially the 2002 Lincoln cent. Stay curious, keep hunting, and we'll see you next time on USA Coin One, where change has real value. Today, we're diving deep into a copper-plated mystery that has shocked collectors across the country. The 2003 Lincoln cent, yes, that ordinary-looking penny, might just be hiding extraordinary value. You heard it right, a value soaring over $585,000, but how? Why? And what makes this 1 cent coin possibly worth more than a luxury car or even a house? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might change the way you look at pennies forever. Enthusiastic tone with engaging visuals of pennies and magnifying glasses. Hey coin lovers! I'm your host from USA Coin One, and if you've ever tossed a penny into a jar without looking, you might have thrown away a small fortune. Today's spotlight is on the 2003 Lincoln Memorial Cent, a coin minted by the United States Mint as part of our everyday change. But some of these coins, they're anything but ordinary. Let's travel back for a moment. The year is 2003. The world is changing. Technology is rising. The Iraq War begins. Apple launches iTunes. And amid all this global movement, the humble Lincoln penny quietly rolls off the presses, as it had been doing for decades. But history had something different planned for a few of these coins. First minted in 1909, the Lincoln penny has been a symbol of American coinage for over a century. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, President Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, Now fast forward to 2003. The coin still bore Lincoln's face, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But some 2003 Lincoln pennies have a twist, a secret, a detail that transforms them into ultra-valuable collector's items. Most 2003 pennies are worth a cent, maybe a few cents if they're uncirculated. But some are worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands. Why? Because of errors, varieties, and condition. Let's break it down. Mint errors. These are mistakes made during the minting process. Some 2003 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were made using the wrong metal or the wrong size. A 2003 Lincoln cent struck on a dime planchet sold for over $12,000 at auction. Double dies, a rare phenomenon where the coin is struck twice by the die, slightly off from the first strike. This causes doubling on the date, letters, or Lincoln's face. If you find one of these, you're looking at potentially 5 figures or more in value. Off-center strikes, when the image is not properly centered on the coin, causing part of the design to be missing. If it's an extreme off-center with a visible date and full features, you're easily talking $100 to $500 or more. High-grade proofs, special mint coins with mirror-like finishes. If a 2003 penny has a perfect grade, such as MS70 or PR70 from PCGS or NGC, it can fetch thousands of dollars from collectors hungry for perfection. And then, there are the mysterious high-value rarities, including those tied to unique die clashes or undocumented metal composition anomalies, some fetching over $585,000 in private sales or auctions. Yes, that's right. A single cent, once dismissed as just a penny, may now be more valuable than a Ferrari. Let's talk market. The 2003 Lincoln penny in average condition isn't going to make you rich, but it's the rare varieties and mint errors that blow up in value. Standard 2003 D or 2003 P Lincoln cents in circulated condition are worth around 1 to 5 cents. Brilliant uncirculated versions in mint state can range from $1 to $15. Error coins, such as double die or off-planchet errors, range from $100 to $25,000 plus. Ultra-rare proof errors and unique one-of-a-kind specimens can command offers upwards of $100,000 to $585,000, especially when graded by PCGS or NGC and verified as a major variety. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have sold 2003 Lincoln errors and unique specimens for mind-blowing sums, and those are just the public sales. Private collectors and dealers often pay much more behind closed doors. So, how can you find out if your 2003 penny is valuable? Examine the date and mint mark. Look for doubling under magnification. Flip the coin. Check the Lincoln Memorial for doubling or blurring. Inspect the edges. Any odd thickness, missing design, or wrong metal shine could signal a wrong planchet error. Use a scale. A regular Lincoln penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it weighs more or less, that could mean a rare composition. Get it graded. If you believe it's a rare error or in perfect condition, submit it to PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. The next time you get a penny and change, don't ignore it. That small copper coin could be a hidden treasure. The 2003 Lincoln penny has already proven that even modern coins can hold extraordinary value, especially if they carry a flaw, a secret, or perfection in their strike. You could be sitting on $585,000 and not even know it. So, check your change, dig through those penny jars, and search those old rolls, and if you find something unique, tell us. We'd love to feature your coin on our channel. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2003 Lincoln cent, give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your coin-loving friends, and don't forget to subscribe to USA Coin 1, where every coin has a story and every collector has a chance to strike gold. Hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest uploads, market updates, rare coin discoveries, and collector tips. Until next time, keep collecting, keep dreaming, and always remember, a penny saved could be a fortune earned. USA Coin 1, where coins come to life. Today we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins in your pocket: change. The 2012 D Lincoln cent. You might think it's just a regular penny, but don't be fooled. Some rare versions of this modern coin are selling for eye-watering prices, up to $585,331 in collector markets. Yes, you heard that right, $500,000 for a 1-cent coin from 2012. Grab your magnifying glass, check your change jar, and let's find out why this little copper-plated treasure is making big waves in the numismatic world. Before we dig into the specifics of the 2012 D cent, we need to understand the legacy it belongs to. The Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909, was introduced to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it replaced the Indian head cent designed by Victor David Brenner. The original design featured Lincoln on the front and wheat stalks on the back. In 1959, to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the penny, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Then came 2009, the bicentennial year of Lincoln's birth, and the mint introduced 4 commemorative reverse designs showing different stages of Lincoln's life. By 2010, the reverse changed again, this time to the Union Shield, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the Union during the Civil War, and that is where our 2012 D cent comes into the spotlight. The 2012 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, marked with the D mint mark just below the year. Here's what makes up the coin: not solid copper. These coins are copper-plated zinc, containing 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper weight, 2.5 grams diameter, 19.05 mm. In 2012, the Denver Mint struck approximately 4.4 billion of these pennies. Yes, billions with a B. That may sound like a huge number, and it is, but within that massive production, there are rare errors, misstrikes, and high-grade examples that are turning ordinary coins into collector gold. Here's where it gets exciting. The real money in modern coins like the 2012 D Lincoln cent lies in the errors and rare conditions. Some of the most valuable error varieties include: look closely at the words liberty or in God we trust. A doubling of the letters means it could be a double die. Some of these fetch up to $1,000, $3,000, center, especially if the date is still visible, can bring in $100 to over $500 depending on the severity and condition. Die cracks and cuds: these happen when the die used to strike the coin is cracked or damaged, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. Some collectors pay a premium for these unique flaws. If so, where does this huge figure, $585, $331, come from? Some extremely rare error specimens, often with multiple minting anomalies, deep red luster, and pristine condition, are attracting attention from elite collectors, while no publicly recorded auction sale has exactly hit that dollar amount for the 2012 D. Coins with extreme rarity, certified condition, and collector buzz have the potential to reach such sky-high prices, especially when demand spikes or media hype increases. Coins can surge in value unpredictably. So while it may not be the everyday price, in the world of rare coin collecting, anything is possible. Want to know if you're holding a jackpot in your hand? Here's what to douse a magnifying glass. Examine your 201. Check the rims, Lincoln's jacket, the shield, and the inscriptions for doubling, extra lines, or unusual marks. You might have a wrong planchet error. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams. If you think your coin is flawless, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 2012 D Lincoln penny may seem common, but within its numbers lie hidden treasures. With the right eye, the right knowledge, and maybe a little luck, you could be the next coin collector to cash in big. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single cent, because in the world of coins, every penny counts. If you found this video helpful and want to discover more rare and valuable coins hiding in your pocket change, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Leave us a comment if you've ever found a rare penny or if you want us to cover another coin next. This is USA Coin One, bringing you coin collecting knowledge, history, and hot market updates. See you in the next video, and happy hunting, treasure seekers. End script.